Love arrives quietly in Sotoba village, not as passion, not as obsession, but as routine. Sotoba is the kind of place where time does not move forward, it settles. Days repeat themselves with minor variations. Cicadas scream through humid afternoons. Elderly neighbors sit in the same spots, discussing the same grievances. Children inherit traditions before they understand them. Everyone knows everyone, or believes they do. That familiarity feels like safety, and safety breeds complacency. Natsuno Yuuki arrives already resenting the village. He comes from somewhere faster, louder, less forgiving. Sotoba feels like suffocation disguised as peace. People smile to Issei, ask questions they have no right to ask. Assume permanence where none exists. He keeps his distance, watches, judges, plans his escape. There is only one exception. Megumi Shimezu. Megumi is visible before she is known. Loud laughter, bright clothes that don't quite belong in the village, an eagerness that borders on desperation. She talks constantly not because she has much to say, but because silence feels like disappearance. Megumi does not want love, she wants confirmation. When she learns Natsuno came from the city, something locks into place in her mind. He becomes an idea before he becomes a person. Proof that Sotoba is not the end of the world, that escape is possible, that she is not condemned to fade quietly into the same life as everyone else. She inserts herself into his orbit relentlessly. She waits for him after school, walks beside him uninvited, laughs at jokes he doesn't make, imagines futures aloud, festivals they'll attend together, cities they'll visit, lives that don't involve this village. Natsuno does not reciprocate, but he does not reject her either. He listens, he tolerates, he stays, and to Megumi, that feels like permission. This is where love begins in Sotoba, not with mutual desire, but with imbalance. Elsewhere, another relationship unfolds, slower, quieter, almost invisible. Sishin Moroi, the village monk, carries a loneliness he never speaks aloud. His role demands distance. His faith demands restraint. But his mind wanders toward questions without answers, toward doubts he cannot share with villagers who expect certainty from him. Then there is Sunako Kirishiki. She lives in a large Western-style house on the hill, pale, frail, never seen in daylight. The villagers whisper about her illness, her family's odd habits. Sishin does not see a mystery. He sees a person. Their conversations begin cautiously. Literature, philosophy, loneliness. Sunako speaks like someone who has spent too long alone with her thoughts. Sishin listens like someone grateful to be needed without expectation. Their bond is gentle, restrained, almost pure. Neither of them recognizes it as love. Not yet. Then people begin to fall ill. At first, the symptoms are mild: fatigue, weakness, sudden pallor. Doctors dismiss concerns easily. The heat is blamed, stress, old age, seasonal sickness. Deaths follow quietly. No violence. No spectacle, just bodies found in beds, faces frozen in expressions that feel wrong, eyes open, mouths parted, as if something interrupted them mid-thought. Funerals multiply. The village mourns, but unease spreads faster than grief. The pattern feels deliberate, even if no one wants to say it aloud. Megumi collapses without warning. She becomes hollow almost overnight. Her skin loses its color. Her voice weakens. Her energy evaporates. Her parents panic. Doctors reassure. Everyone insists she will recover. Natsuno visits her in the hospital. She looks smaller, fragile, stripped of the vibrancy she clung to so desperately. When she sees him, her eyes light up weakly, not with love, but relief. He is here. She jokes through the pain, pretends this is temporary, makes plans out loud again, things they'll do once she recovers. He listens, trapped between guilt and detachment. When she reaches for his hand, he does not pull away. In moments like this, love becomes obligation. He holds her hand because leaving would feel cruel. She mistakes it for intimacy. Megumi dies that night. The village mourns again. Another funeral, another closed casket, another explanation no one questions too deeply. Life moves on because it must, but Natsuno cannot move past it. He replays every interaction, every ignored advance, every half-listened confession. Guilt settles in his chest like a weight. Then Megumi returns, not alive, changed. She rises from her grave, driven by hunger she cannot name. Her body is colder, her senses sharper, her emotions distorted and magnified. Desire burns where insecurity once lived. She remembers everything: the village, the boredom, the longing, and Natsuno. She watches him from the shadows, outside his window, between buildings. Her presence flickers at the edge of his awareness, familiar and deeply wrong. When she finally speaks to him, her voice is unchanged, soft, hopeful, loving. "I didn't want to die," she tells him. "But now we don't have to be apart." She doesn't understand what she has become. She understands only this: rejection still hurts. Tsunako's truth begins to surface as well. She is a Shiki, an immortal being who survives on human blood. The deaths across Sotoba are not random. They are feeding, survival, reproduction. She does not see herself as a monster. She sees herself as cursed. Her bond with Seishin deepens under the weight of secrecy. She listens as he struggles with doubt, with a faith that feels powerless against mounting death. She wants to comfort him, and she wants him to stay forever. Love, to Tsunako, becomes preservation. If he becomes like her, he will never leave, never die, never abandon her to eternity alone. The village begins to unravel. Neighbors stop trusting neighbors. Curtains remain closed. Children are called inside before sunset. Whispers replace greetings. Fear infects even the mundane. Natsuno starts noticing patterns. The sick are visited before they die. The dead are seen walking at night. The faces are familiar. And Megami is one of them. She confronts him openly at last, standing beneath a streetlight with eyes that glow faintly red. Her smile trembles. "I waited for you," she says. "Now we don't have to pretend anymore." There is no threat in her voice, only affection that refuses to accept reality. Natsuno recoils. And in that moment, Megumi finally understands what she has become. Love, once fragile and human, has transformed into entitlement, and Sotoba village has only just begun its descent. Once the truth surfaces, Sotoba stops pretending. Fear does not arrive as a single moment of realization. It seeps. It infects. It moves from whispered conversations to suspicious glances, from locked doors to sleepless nights. People stop greeting each other. Curtains remain closed even during the day. Night is no longer a passage of time. It is a threat that must be endured. Natsuno knows now. The dead are walking. They are feeding. And worse, they are watching. They are not strangers invading the village. They are the people he grew up with. The girl who sat behind him in class. The neighbor who used to complain about the heat. The elderly woman who gave candy to children. They remember their names. They remember their desires. That memory is what makes them dangerous. Megami follows him everywhere. Not aggressively, not violently, patiently. She appears outside his bedroom window, standing beneath the moonlight with her hands folded neatly, like she is waiting for permission. She waits at the edge of the road when he walks home. She watches from behind trees, streetlights, abandoned houses. She never rushes him. She talks softly. "You said you hated this village," she reminds him one night, her voice almost affectionate. "You said you wanted to leave." She smiles, hopeful, almost shy. "I can take you somewhere else." Her love has changed form. It no longer asks. It insists. To Megumi, death was not an ending, it was a correction. In life, she was invisible, ordinary, replaceable. Now she is powerful, needed, desired by others like her. Feeding gives her purpose. Every drained body feels like proof that she finally matters. When Natsuno tells her this isn't love, that she's hurting people, she listens carefully. Then she tilts her head. "You're hurting me too," she says quietly to her. Feeding is not cruelty, it is closeness. It is the intimacy she never received while alive. When someone dies by her hand, she feels closer to them than she ever felt to anyone before. Love, twisted by death, becomes entitlement. And Megumi believes she is owed him. Elsewhere, Tsunako Kirishiki watches Sotoba collapse under the weight of revelation. Coffins are discovered hidden in basements. Families uncover the truth too late. Their loved ones were already gone. The dead return wrong, their skin pale, their eyes hollow, their hunger uncontrollable. Panic erases nuance. Fear replaces understanding, and fear demands extermination. Tsunako never wanted this outcome. She believed humans could accept them if given time. She believed coexistence was possible, that her kind could live quietly, feeding sparingly, unseen. She never imagined how quickly humans would abandon compassion once confronted with death that refused to stay buried. She watches as the villagers sharpen stakes, barricade homes, whisper plans of purification. To them, the Shiki are no longer people. They are infestations. Seishin Moroi stands between worlds, paralyzed. As a monk, his role is clear. The Shiki are unnatural, abominations. violations of the natural order. His faith should demand condemnation. But faith fractures when confronted with a face you recognize. Tsunako still speaks to him the way she always has, softly, thoughtfully, with sadness rather than malice. She talks about loneliness, about the cruelty of extinction, about how existence itself feels like punishment. "I don't want to hurt anyone," she tells him during one of their late-night conversations. "But I don't want to disappear either." She never threatens him. She invites him, eternity, understanding, togetherness beyond death. Love, when paired with salvation, becomes almost irresistible. And Sishin does not push her away. That hesitation becomes complicity. The villagers begin to fight back. What starts as defense transforms rapidly into cruelty. They drag coffins into the sunlight, drive stakes through bodies that still scream, burn houses with the undead trapped inside. The smell of smoke mixes with blood. The sounds echo through the village, not monstrous roars, but human cries begging for mercy. Children participate. Parents lead them. People justify their violence by calling the Shiki monsters. But monsters don't beg. Monsters don't cry out names they once loved. Natsuno witnesses the collapse with mounting horror. He understands the terror driving the villagers, but he cannot unsee the humanity in the Shiki. He recognizes Megami's voice. He remembers her dreams. He belongs to neither side. Megami begs him to intervene, to speak to the villagers, to make them see reason. She clings to him with desperation now, no longer pretending she is unchanged. "They're killing us," she says. "You have to stop them." But reason died the moment fear took control. In desperation, Megumi begins to attack humans, not out of hunger, but protection. Each kill strengthens her, physically and emotionally. The more she feeds, the further she drifts from the girl who wanted city lights and romance. With every life taken, her love becomes sharper, more possessive, more absolute. She realizes too late, love did not save her from becoming a monster. It accelerated the transformation. Tsunako finally accepts the truth she has been avoiding. Humans will never accept what reminds them of death. No amount of gentleness, conversation, or restraint will erase their fear. So she hardens. If love cannot bridge the gap, then force will. She commands the Shiki to fight back. What follows is not war. It is mutual extermination. Sotoba becomes a slaughterhouse lit by fire and moonlight. Humans hunt the undead with religious fervor. The Shiki retaliate with animal desperation. Houses burn, bodies pile up, screams echo through the night until they lose meaning. The village that once felt frozen in time now moves violently toward extinction, and Sishin watches it all unfold, knowing the truth he cannot escape. His silence helped cause this. Love, once quiet and human, has become a contagion, spreading obsession, fear, violence. What began as affection now justifies slaughter. In Sotoba, love no longer connects. It infects, and nothing remains untouched. There is no innocence left in Sotoba, only survivors. The village no longer feels like a place where people live. It feels like a battlefield that forgot why it started. Houses are burned out shells. Roads are stained dark. The air smells like smoke, iron, and decay. No one speaks unless necessary. Words feel dangerous now. Natsuno understands something the others don't. This cannot end peacefully. Tsunako Kirishiki has crossed a threshold. Her desire to coexist has been replaced by a need to preserve her kind at any cost. Her love for Sishin, for the Shiki, for the idea of eternity together, it has hardened into certainty. She will not stop, not because she is cruel, but because she is convinced she is right. And conviction is more dangerous than hatred. Natsuno makes his choice. He aligns himself with the villagers, not because he sees the Shiki as monsters, not because he believes humans are innocent, but because Tsunako's vision ends only one way, with humanity erased. That is not survival. That is obsession scaled to genocide. Before the final confrontation, Megumi finds him. She no longer hides in shadows. She steps into his path openly, her eyes burning with fury and desperation. Her voice shakes, not with hunger, but betrayal. "You chose them," she accuses. Her hands tremble. Her face twists between rage and heartbreak. "Everything I did was for you," she cries. "I died for you. I killed for you. I endured this existence for you." Her words spill faster now, frantic. "I stayed alive because I thought you needed me." And in that moment, the truth finally escapes her. Love was never about him. It was about not being alone. Natsuno does not reach for a weapon. He does not raise his voice. He looks at her, truly looks and says the only thing that matters. I never loved you. Not cruelly, not angrily, honestly. The sentence lands heavier than any blade. Megumi freezes. For a moment, she looks almost human again, shocked, hollow, stripped of illusion. Everything she justified collapses inward. The hunger, the violence, the obsession, all of it was built on a lie she told herself. She attacks him anyway, not to kill him, to force him to stay, to bind him to her existence forever. They struggle in the darkness. Her strength is overwhelming, but her movements are erratic, driven by desperation, not control. Natsuno fights back, not out of hatred, but fear. The fight ends abruptly. He kills her in self-defense. Her body disintegrates into ash and dust, scattered by the wind, and with her dies the last illusion that love survives corruption. Elsewhere, Sishin finally confronts Tsunoko. The village burns around them. Screams echo in the distance. Firelight reflects in her pale eyes as she stands calmly before him, untouched by the chaos she unleashed. He speaks without authority now, only exhaustion. He tells her the truth, that he cared for her, that he understood her loneliness, but that he cannot abandon humanity, that eternity built on slaughter is not salvation. Tsunako listens quietly, then she smiles. Not cruelly, sadly. She has already made her choice. Love, to her, is preservation, continuity, refusal to end. And if humans threaten that, then humans must disappear. She orders her followers to burn the village completely. No more restraint, no more hiding. Total annihilation. The villagers respond with firebombs, sunlight traps, desperate counterattacks. The night becomes apocalyptic. Flames, consuming flesh, screams swallowed by smoke. There is no victory, only destruction, racing itself to the end. Tsunako is captured during the chaos, dragged into the open. Her skin blisters as dawn approaches. Her body weakens, but her gaze remains fixed on Sishin. Searching, confused, betrayed, she does not scream, she does not beg. She only looks at him, and in that final moment, the truth reaches her. Love did not make him choose her. Love made him choose against her. The sun consumes her. Sishin survives, and that is his punishment. Sotoba is left in ruins, nearly empty, a place soaked in ash, memory, and unmarked graves. The survivors do not celebrate. There is nothing to celebrate. They didn't defeat evil. They proved how easily love becomes justification for violence on both sides. Natsuno leaves the village, not as a hero, as someone who understands too much, because he learned the truth Shiki was always about. Love does not become terrifying when it is forbidden. Love becomes terrifying when it refuses to accept reality, when it demands possession instead of connection, when it prioritizes closeness over consent, when it chooses annihilation rather than loneliness. This was never a story about monsters. It was a story about what people are willing to become when love stops being mutual and starts being necessary.